This is a bit misbehaved. You got a special invitation for I invited myself before someone else invited me.
Okay.
Now we have to be at
Okay, we are now there. We have this one. You will sit. Then put the little camera like that. This is the mic. For those who are not here, we will have recording. So please ask detailed questions, which will make an evolution.
Beneficial for everybody.
You're probably going to start singing some more people. That's an official site.
Krishna.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Prajajanandana Yashodanandana Prajajanandana Yashodanandana Rama
Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. Well done. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vaishnava etiquette and lifestyle. I try to be as slow as possible.
Yeah.
And when I'm running fast, you can say shh. So I'll cool down. We are from India. In India, how fast you speak it makes you like more intelligent, you know. And being a marketing person, if I will speak slow, I will give a lot of time to my customer to think that I cannot sell. We are very fortunate to be in the family of Srila Prabhupada. Because it's very easy to live like an animal. But it's very complicated or difficult to adopt a culture. And that's too a Vaishnava culture, which seems very complicated from outside, but when it becomes our habit, it's very easygoing and much, much more better than any other way of living. Sometimes we think that when we come to Krishna consciousness, oh, when I came, I saw the beautiful deities and I got attracted towards them. Some people say, oh, when I came, there was a very amazing kirtan music. That's why I got attracted towards the Lord. Some people say, oh my God, such an amazing food. I got attracted towards that. Some people they say, oh, very amazing philosophy, books. That's why I got attracted towards Krishna consciousness. But if you see, ultimately, you know what attracts us the most towards Krishna consciousness? If you do the analysis, going back, the devotee who met you, he left an impact on you. When you saw the devotees happy, caring, concerned, that attracted you. You saw the whole world outside is with full of selfishness and with full of duplicity. And here, everybody is so nice to me, so kind to me. So that is actually the main thing which actually attracts us towards Krishna consciousness. These walls, deities, these are secondary. They later on help us to improve our Krishna consciousness. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Vaishnava etiquettes are the ornaments of a Vaishnava. As a wise man, if the nude woman will come, we will hide our face. We will not look at her. Wait. But on another hand, same way Krishna would never look at our bhakti, our devotion, if it is without any ornaments. Ornaments of etiquettes, ornaments of humility. Actually, ornaments makes us beautiful. Right? A woman wants to get beautiful, she puts different ornaments. As a Vaishnava, we have this kantimala. Even that Kantima looks so beautiful on our neck if you see. Maybe not on ourselves, but if there's a crowd of 500 people who are dancing in the rock show, you will see one person has a Kantima and you say, oh, Hare Krishna. And like your attraction or your attention will go towards that person. If we see somebody putting a tilak, beautiful tilak, our mind goes to that. Oh. So same way, Mahaprabhu is mentioning here, Chaitanya Charitamrita, that the observance of Vaishnava etiquettes is an ornament which makes a devotee beautiful and attractive in the eyes of God and in the eyes of the world. Can you see that? The first line. It is therefore very important for all devotees of the Lord to be well versed in the matter of such etiquette and lifestyle. You already guys know a lot. I have seen this temple, its standards are very high as compared to some other temples I have been. So you guys already know a lot. But I will tell you the insights of Vaishnava etiquettes, which when you will get to know, you will be very surprised to know. And then you will see that, oh, these small things, how they matter. First of all, what is Vaishnava etiquette? Can somebody tell me? What do you mean by Vaishnava etiquette?
It's like how to act in the environment of temples and holy places.
How to act? Second, and how do you dress?
Yes, that you're in Sattva Guna.
So like in one way, so you're saying act, right? Then dress,
Comunicar.
huh?
Pardon.
Behave.
Comunicacja.
Communication. Very well.
Showing respect.
Respect, yeah. Respect should come here. Etiquette. We can bifurcate Vaishnava etiquette into two categories. In Hindi, one is achar, second is prachar. One is what? Achar, not the pickle. Achar, and second is prachar. So achar means the internal cultivation of Vaishnava behavior. Internal cultivation of Vaishnava behavior means how am I behaving as a Vaishnava when I am alone in the room with my mobile phone and with high-speed internet. Pujyapad Radhanath Maharaj says, how good devotee you are, you can check when you are alone. Not with devotees, So what you're cultivating, what is coming in your mind. So achar means actually my own internal behavior and its cultivation. And prachar means the external exhibition. External exhibition of my behavior. So for our spiritual life, we need both achar as well as prachar. Like Prabhupada said, first dress, then address. Unless you are properly, weapon, you cannot go for the fighting, right? You cannot go in the war. The same way we have a war of Maya. So we have to have actually both strength. We need internal as well as external. Right? The weapons we need to have so that we can fight with Maya. So that's why it is very important for all of us to have the proper understanding of Vaishnava etiquette. Why Vaishnava etiquettes are important? Mahaprabhu says to Sanatana Goswami, Yajyopiyo tumi hao jagat pavana তোমার সে পবিত্র হয় দেব মুনি গণ तथापि भक्त स्वभाव मर्यादा रक्षण मर्यादा पालन होयो साधुर भूषण. My dear Sanatan, although you are the deliverer of the entire universe, and although even the demigods and great saints are purified by touching you, it is the characteristics of a devotee to observe and protect the Vaishnava etiquette. Maintenance of the Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. Again, Mahaprabhu is saying, Maryada laghane kaka loka kare upahas iha loka paraloka dui hoya nasha. If one transgresses the laws of etiquette, people make fun of him. You see, as a devotee, if you go to a bar and order a beer and having a beer, maybe zero alcohol beer, but people will make fun of you, right? At least in India, people will make fun of you. I don't know about here. And thus, he is vanquished in both this world and the next. So this is very important for all of us to have the proper understanding of Vaishnava etiquette. But remember one thing. One time, when I started my Krishna consciousness, I was talking to a friend of mine. I used to speak to him. He was a little senior than me. But he got in touch with some Babajis. You know, in Radha we have some Babajis. They are exalted devotees, more stronger. Philosophy is just like us, but they are inimical towards our Guru Varga. That's why we stay away from them. Because in Braj, I cannot criticize anyone, no matter whether he is exalted or he is lowly or lower class, you know. So he was again and again speaking the book about, like, you know, Hari Bhakti Vilas says this, Hari Bhakti Vilas says that, this, that. And then Hari Bhakti Vilas is a book written by Sanatana Goswami. So I went to my senior and I asked him, Prabhuji, what is this Hari Bhakti Vilas? He said, Hari Bhakti Vilas, you see the statement of Prabhupada. Prabhupada is saying, whosoever read Hari Bhakti Vilas will go to hell. Whosoever will read Hari Bhakti Vilas will go to hell. And I was so surprised and shocked. Prabhupada is saying, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoi Morvas Prarthana Kare Sada Narottam Das. And Prabhupada is writing a purport. When will the day come when I'll have, you know, Rupa Raghunath or Sri Goswami's, our Goswami's Granth, when I will read, and when I will have the attachment to their teachings. How come Prabhupada is saying that if you read a book that's too written by Sanatana Goswami, you will go to hell? I remained quiet. I asked him why Prabhupada said that. He did not have an answer. Maybe he was not that much mature. But then later I found out this book has so many rules and regulations. And when we see around us, people are not able to follow, we start finding faults in them. Although Vaishnava etiquettes are the ornaments to accept, not to sell or not to distribute. You know, this is an ornament for myself to decorate myself, not to decorate you or not to decorate Adi or anybody that, oh, Adi should behave like that, or Mukund Madhav Prabhu should behave like that, or this person should behave like that. Because see, Raghunath Prabhu said this, but his behavior is completely different than that. So when we are finding fault, we are actually committing suicide, spiritual suicide. So these Vaishnava etiquettes are actually ornaments for ourselves. And when I am telling you something, don't find fault, because you may see somebody who is doing completely opposite to what is mentioned here. Or some people are doing it out of ignorance. They don't know. And if you know, and if you think that you can convey that humbly to that person, you can do. Or if you think you cannot do. Like I narrated a story, like the story which I told you the other day. One bird was there, it became too cold. Bird thought, let me go to a hotter place. And when the bird was flying, she got freezed. She fell down. Cow came, put the dung on the cow, on the bird. Bird felt very hot and warm and started singing. The cat came, took out the bird and ate. So moral of the story, not everybody who is shooting shit on you is your enemy. But not everybody who is taking you out of the shit is your friend. And if you know that you are in the deep shit, keep your mouth shut. So same way, in the Vaishnava culture, in the Vaishnava way of life, we need to understand that these things are for my own cultivation, but not to find fault in others. Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu said very important thing. He said, to scrutinize, study all the revealed scriptures and extract the essence from all, and essence is bhakti. So I want you to read all the scriptures scrutinizingly, and I want you to actually take out the essence from everywhere. Like from Srimad Bhagavatam, he took out the essence and he has written, you know which book he has written? Brihat Bhagavatamrita. Sanatana Goswami. Like when, after spending 7 days with Sutta Goswami, when Sutta Goswami goes back to his mother, Parishit Maharaj goes back to his mother, mother asks, what have you learned in 7 days? She said, mother, I have only 1 day left and I'm just going to die now, in some time. But let me tell you what I have learned. And the story which Parikshit Maharaj narrates to his mother is called Brihat Bhagavatamrita. That's written by Sanatana Goswami. So then it is mentioned to excavate the holy places of Krishna. Of course, go to Vrindavan and find out the different places of Vrindavan. To build big temples. Mahaprabhu said, you build big temples so that people can come and learn deity worship there. And then the most important point is said by their personal examples to show the conduct of a Vaishnava and proper etiquette among Vaishnavas. Lord Chaitanya considered this to be most important principle. Not only must we philosophically strong, we must understand how to have proper etiquette among each other. To our superiors, to our junior, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and to the conditional soul. One word of yours can bring someone towards Krishna, but sometimes one word of yours can take somebody away from Krishna. Like in India, it happens a lot. When we become Krishna conscious, we think that we have a disease called PDS. You know what is PDS? Pure devotee syndrome. Because since you started chanting 4 rounds and you are Bhakt John, Bhakt Tom, or Bhakt Rakesh, or Bhakt Rahul, you know the whole philosophy more than Mukund Madhav Das or Krishna Das, you know, or Raghunath Das. And then we want to change the whole world, and the first people we want to change is our parents. And Prabhupada said, you teach the entire universe Krishna consciousness, then all the living entities. And when everybody is done, then you teach your parents how to become Krishna conscious. So most of the time, our parents, they become inimical towards us because of our behavior. This is a very good example, a very commonly seen example. So So this is like, one example was given by Pujyapad Bhakti Arjav P.T. Vardhan Swami Maharaj. They were walking Char Dham Yatra, 4 Dham. It's like mountains and mountains and mountains. For 60 days you have to go from one mountain to another. So they were all walking and they got tired one day and they sat in one of the ashrams. They took the shelter. The person was very happy to receive them. He served them very nicely, prashadam and everything. When the evening came, immediately the Mathadhish, the head of that particular mutt, came. And he said, who are they? So from ISKCON, devotees from Mayapur. Asked them to leave immediately the ashram. And I have seen it. Wherever I go from ISKCON, I have always been respected. Huh? Everybody respects me more if I am from ISKCON. And in India, if you are wearing these clothes, no matter whether you are Mayavadi, you are Shunyavadi, or you are whatever, if you are wearing these clothes, you are respected everywhere. Mayapur, Khadao, everything, such an amazing kids, so humble, so devotional. So ask them to leave. And then they said, okay, it's 11 o'clock in the night, too cold outside, we are leaving. But we want to know what happened. Since afternoon till evening, you served us so nicely, with so much of devotion. Why? What happened? He said, my Guru Maharaj was admitted in a hospital in Ramakrishna Mission in Vrindavan. And there was one Russian devotee. And he was next to him and he used to say, you're Mayavadi, you will go to hell. He used to bring prasadam and he used to give prasad to everybody, but not to my Guru Maharaj. And my Guru Maharaj was in last stage and he felt so bad, in so much of grief, And I used to pacify Guru Maharaj, no problem, no problem. So you see some behavior of some immature person. Mahaprabhu said, even prasadam, everybody deserves prasadam. Even the dog deserves prasadam, right? Dogs and cats, If you see, Devendra Prabhu, all the time trying to feed the birds. Krishna Mahaprasad. Jive Daya, Krishna Dham, Sarva Dharma Sar. Means our whole essence of all the religion is compassion towards other living entities. So you see one behavior of that particular person, how he had created a permanent enmity towards ISKCON. So our behavior is very important. That's the reason our six Goswamis were very famous for being humble. And that is the reason they were the best. Well, at that time also, even today. If you see, the behavior of our Goswamis were unmatchable. Their story, their lifestyle, whatever sacrifice they have made, whatever vairagya they used to have, Rup Goswami, Jeev Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, everybody used to love them like anything, or Goswamis. He wants them to establish Vaishnava etiquette through their writing as well as through their behavior. The fifth point. And sixth point, by their own personal conduct to show what are the duties of one in the renounced order of life. These were the instruction given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to our Sanatana Goswami. You're not getting bored, right? You're getting bored?
No.
Understanding everything?
Yeah.
So the essence is, a devotee's lifestyle should conform to the principle simple living, high thinking. And there are many rules and regulations guiding a devotee's life. But the purpose of all to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So this is a very important introduction. Why do we need Vaishnava etiquette? Any doubt you have? No?
I'm curious how the Goswamis were behaving.
Very good example. Let me give you. One time there was one very big scholar, Digvijay Pandit. he came. And he said, he came to Rupa Goswami and with the letter. Rupa Goswami was writing. So what is it? He said, I want you to accept the defeat or sit with me and do the Shastrarth. Shastrarth means I will speak a shlok in Sanskrit. Then I will speak 20 shloks in Sanskrit. Then you will give me the explanation of what I have spoken. Or if I have made a mistake in Sanskrit, you will correct that. Okay? Or else you will, whatever I am speaking, you will speak in the context of that. For example, like I am singing a song, you will add on a song. So there were different ways of, used to be the arguments. So Rupa Goswami said, I cannot. You are Digvijay Pandit. Digvijay means Digvijay means all the directions you have conquered. And you are a very big scholar. I cannot win with you. Sorry. You tell me where do I have to write. And he wrote, I have accepted my defeat. And Digvijay Pandit is the best scholar in the whole entire universe. And he was very happily, proudly coming back. And Jiva Goswami was coming back from Yamuna. And he met and he paid homage. He said, oh, what is your name? He said, my name is Jiva Goswami. Oh, you are that disciple of Rupa Goswami? He said, yes. I have defeated your Guru. Now you come and take shelter of mine. He said, oh, you have defeated my Guru? Okay. So let's do some little bit of Shastrarth. And then he did the Shastrarth with him for the entire day. Defeated him again and again and again and again and again. Then he thought, okay, maybe you're tired. Let's have a discussion further tomorrow. Again, second day, Jiva Goswami defeated him at so many points that again he said, are you tired? Let's have it tomorrow again discussion. Third day again defeated him. And he is that person like understood, I made a biggest mistake. And he felt very bad. He got very sad. And he said, now you write down on a piece of paper that you were defeated by Rupa Goswami. And then he said, okay, I will done it. So he wrote that. Then Jiva Goswami went to Rupa Goswami. He said, what is this? He said, well, Digvijay Pandit, he was telling everybody that he has defeated you. So 3 days continuously I defeated him. He said, what is Vaishnava etiquette? Jive Daya, Name Ruchi, Sarva Dharma Sar. What kind of Vaishnava you are? How can you be happy by keeping somebody unhappy? Do you have any idea how much pain he must have felt because of getting defeated by you? Get out of Vrindavan, you don't deserve to live in Vrindavan. And Rupa Goswami had kicked him out. Jiva Goswami from Vrindavan. So Sanatana Goswami was very famous for going around and talking to people and all. Because he was a minister before. So people used to love him so much. Even today, because Sanatana Goswami left the world on Guru Purnima. So we call it Mudya Puno. Mudya means becoming bold. Puno means Purnima. So the day Sanatana Goswami passed away, people are even today, they cut their hair and they do with Govardhan Parikrama in his memory. After 500 years. So he went there and somebody said, Arey Baba, you are every day coming for chapati. We have one Baba here living. If you give him something to eat, he will eat. Otherwise, he will take little bit of sand from Yamuna and he will just eat that. And he is sleeping next to the crocodile. He has no attachment to any world, to this world. And he is a very, very amazing sadhu. And then immediately when Sanatana Goswami heard, he said, such an amazing sadhu, let me go and see who is he. And they said he's very fair complexion, he has a very good build. They said he understood. Maybe he's Jiva Goswami. And he went there and he cried so much. And then he came back and Rupa Goswami was giving a class and he was repeating this verse, Jive Deya Krishna Sarva Dharmasar. Immediately Sanatana Goswami said, when will you have compassion on your own Jeev? What do you mean? Go. Because you have abandoned him, he is committing suicide. And then immediately Rupa Goswami went, he brought him back and then he served him nicely. He got very bad infection in his stomach. And then he carved Damodar from his own hands for Jiva Goswami. And then when Jiva Goswami got better, he gave him those genies. So this was the behavior of our acharyas. They were always and always compassionate towards each other, towards other living entities. They never wanted to take anything from anybody. Like one time Sanatana Goswami wanted to go and meet Rupa Goswami. And Rupa Goswami said, oh, my brother is coming. I wish I could make some sweet rice for him. And when Sanatana Goswami went there, before he could reach, one lali, one girl came from the ground. And she said, Ki, Baba, I bought some milk, some rice, and some jaggery. So, can you make some sweet rice for yourself? He said, Lali, I cannot make. Can you make? And Lali made it. Lali means girl, she made it. And then she left. And when Sanatana Goswami came, Rupa Goswami offered him his deities. When Sanatana Goswami had it, he said, what, where did you get it from? He said, when Lali came. Immediately Sanatana Goswami left the kheer and he went to the house. Your daughter came today to give us the rice, jaggery and milk. They said our daughter got married 3 months back. She is in her own house. So Radha Goswami came back, he chastised Rupa Goswami. So Radharani herself came, and cooked for me. We are supposed to serve Radharani here. We are not supposed to take her services, So this was the stories of our acharyas. Have you heard these stories before? You never heard? We'll take a session in the evening, only on 6 Goswamis. Okay? If I'm here for only 3-4 days, we'll sit together and we'll just do a casual talk on our Goswamis. I'll tell you different pastimes of them. Okay? We'll do that. Maybe after 8 to 9 or something like this. Okay? Anyways, now, is it a good idea? Right? So etiquettes within the temple. Let's start from there. In the old days, king would travel in palanquin. One regulative principle is that one should never enter a temple in a palanquin or a car or with the shoes on. The idea is that one should give up one's kingly mentality, such that the mentality of being the Lord and the Master. So that is the reason, some people, they take a vow in India that we will go to this temple bare feet. And we'll just walk. And it's mentioned also in scriptures that one step in Vrindavan is equivalent to one Ashwamedha Yajna. Ashwamedha Yajna means it's a kind of homa which is very expensive homa. Like it takes a lot of wealth, to do that particular homa. So he's saying one step is equal to one Ashwamedha Yajna. So if you step 10 times, you are getting the benefit of 10 Ashwamedha Yajna in Vrindavan. So it says that I'm a servant of the Lord, so that servantship, behavior should be there. So we should always go to temple bare feet or by walk. Right? Offering obeisances. Matajis always do Panchang Pranam. Panchang means 5 ang. That is, this is 1 anga, this is 2 anga, 3, 4 and head 5. This is Panchang Pranam. Right? Is this for me? I'm jammed. ठीक है ठीक है Prabhuji do Ashtanga Pranam. When you're doing the obeisances like completely, the picture is not there. That is 8 parts of our body. 1, 2, head, 3, chest, toes. And this is 8 part of our body is actually touching. Why it is mentioned that we should have our coping very tight, because it's always mentioned in scriptures that our genitals should not be touching the earth. It's very important. So Mataji's, it is highly recommended that their breasts should not touch to the ground. That's why they do Panchangpada. Because Mother Earth takes an offense. So upon entering the temple, one should first offer obeisances, Panchangpada, to the assembled Vaishnavas and chant Vanchakalpatru Vaishya. Even if there is no Vaishnava, we have at least Prabhupada and all the demigods in the temple who are either taking darshan or waiting for the Lord to give darshan. So after that, then one should offer full pranam to Srila Prabhupada, right? Chanting his pranam mantra, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Murte, Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Bhagavani Vicharne, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paishyatya Deshtarne, Vancha Kalpatru Vaishya, Yupa Sittu Bhava Yamcha, Nam Pavanevyo, Vaishnavevyo, Namo Namo. Right? Then it may noted that one should not offer obeisances on one hand, or both the hands should support the body while going down. It should not be that if your chanting bag is there, so then if you have a chanting bag, suppose, so you should hold the chanting beads like this and take out your hand. Like this you should always have a hand when you're praying obeisances. You cannot pray obeisances like this. It's an offense. Okay? You get it? With one hand, or like this. Or sometimes people they do, their legs are like this. Sometimes people, there's so many funny ways to pray obeisances. I don't want to do that. I don't want to offend anybody. But I'm saying that it's so simple. Right? Whenever we are paying obeisances, we are actually doing the meditation on the deities. Right? After offering obeisances to the deity, one should take darshan and gain devotion and beg for their mercy. Like we have Panchatattva right now in our altar. Right? So the perfect way to pay obeisances is first paying obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu. It depends, like some people they go down to upward. Some people they come from upward to down. Like some people the obeisances to first Prabhupada, then the entire Guru Varga, then the Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, and then Panchatattva. Right? I have a different way. I do first for Panchatattva, right? And then to Prabhupada. Or then to Vaishnavacharya and Prabhupada. Why? Because simple. Some people they think, they say like, we are all sitting here. Suppose if he is the most senior among everybody, I would first pay obeisances to him. Right? And then to others. But some people they believe that let me go through Guru and go there. Both the ways are correct. Right? So never get confused. It's just whenever the main deities are there, we pay obeisances. When we are taking darshan of the deities, we should never look at the face of the deities directly. We should always start from the feet. One should not, however, immediately look upon the deity full in the face. The proper manner in which one should take darshan of the Lord is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. The process of meditation should begin from the lotus feet of the Lord and progress of his smiling face. The meditation should be concentrated upon the lotus feet, then the calves, then the thighs, then way higher and higher. The more mind becomes fixed on the different part of the limb. after another, the more intelligence becomes purified. Or if you want to make it more rasic, if you are taking darshan of Radha Krishna, you can say that Krishna has the same lotus feet, which danced on Kalyanag. Or they are the same lotus feet who were bare feet, roamed in the entire village. Or the same thighs on which he sits on Garuda. Or the same thighs he is riding on Balram in Braj. Or it's the same vest which is of the monkey form and Krishna is putting his flute. Or it's the same, hands which are playing the flute. Or it's the same hand through which Krishna killed the Aghasura or Bakasura. Oh, it's the same beautiful face. When the gopis they looked at him, they get just like intoxicated in his love. Moonlight face, So what I'm saying is that it's all up to you. How you want to make your relationship with the Lord. How deep you want to go. This is very beautiful if we follow the rules and regulations. Because by following rules and regulations, we actually connect with the Lord. We develop a relationship with the Lord. Srila Prabhupada explained in the purport of such meditation will help us to get detached from the sense gratification. The mood of a devotee taking darshan is, Sir, I am your eternal servant. Please let me know how can I serve you. The function of the big deity in the temple are for giving darshan and usually are the Ishtadevas of the Sampradaya. So it is quite natural and respectful to see them first. Got it? Got it?
Yeah, trying to translate in time.
Acha, I'm being very slow. I'm slow, right? Am I slow or not?
Yeah, you're slow, but I'm too slow. The problem is one, but it's okay.
I'm trying to be very slow. I'm never like this. There are also other consideration. If there are 3 altars like Krishna Balram Mandir, we have in Vrindavan, Radha Rajbihari Mandir, Juhu. Srila Prabhupada would always pay obeisances first to Gauritai altar, then go to Krishna Balram altar, and then to Sri Radha Shamsundar. Like this. Also, the devotee may also see his guru first, then take darshan of the ascending order of Krishna. While taking darshan, one should stand at the sides so that darshan is not obstructed. Right? So people who are sitting behind can also see the Lord. Sitting is very important. It's very important for us to learn how to sit properly in front of the Lord. So there are two gestures mentioned here. In both the things, you can see that the Lord's feet, devotee's feet is not visible. But it is not showing to the Lord. In fact, in some of the temples in Vrindavan, we are not allowed to sit on the chair. Because when I'm sitting like this, I'm showing my feet to the Lord. While sitting, one should not expose one's feet to the deities or point them at the spiritual master, Tulasi Devi. In fact, if you have a dim light, at the shadow of Tulsi is falling on the ground, we are not supposed to climb or put our foot on the shadow as well. Very important. One should, as far as possible, avoid sitting with one's back to the deity or the Virasa Asana. However, the layout of the temple may at times restrict, then it's okay. See, sitting like this is not allowed. Touching the feet is not allowed. Like this, like this. One should not spread one's legs before the deity. One should not sit before the deity holding one's ankle, elbow or knee. You can be relaxed. I'm not a deity. And one should not fall asleep while sitting before the deity. Right? Actually, there is another way. Like we sit like this sometimes, cross legs and how do you sit? Like both the hands like this.
Yeah.
And like this. This is also completely prohibited. Should never sit like that in front of deities. Talking. Never talk loudly. No argument. Not to chastise anyone. Speak harshly. Praise anyone. Speaking ill names. Criticizing the demigods. Indulging Prajalpa or Vidit. Talk. Can you see this point? Criticizing the demigods? This is a very common thing which people do often. Especially to Lord Shiva, Hanumanji, Ganpati. Never mess around with them. They are 1,000 times better devotee than us. Prabhupada had to establish the system in which Prabhupada wanted us to have a word God attention, because people were confused whom to worship. That's why Prabhupada said Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and everything comes out of him. But that doesn't mean that we have to criticize the demigods. And Lord Shiva is not a demigod. Have you heard this Vaishnava bhajan? Ohe Vaishnava Thakur Dayar Sagar Idashe Karuna Kari Diyo Pada Chaya Shodha He Amara Tomar Charan Dhari Chaya Vegadhabi Chaya Stosha Shodhi Chaya Guna De Udase. Nobody heard? Chayo Sata Sangha Deho He Amar Boshichi Sanger Ache Ho Ekaki Amar alone Nahi Paya Amar. I don't have strength. Harinam Sankirtane. I can perform Harinam Sankirtan alone. To be Kirpa Kari. Only you can give me the mercy. Shraddha Bindu Diya Deho Krishna Nam Dhana. Only you can give me strength and I can do Harinam Sankirtan. You know who has written this song? Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He's saying, oh hey Vaishnava Thakur, to whom? To Lord Shiva. So this song was written in front of Lord Shiva to get his mercy for Harinam Sankirtan. Because if you pick up any Vishnu Sahasranam, Gopala Sahasranam, or any Sahasranam, you will see it was chanted by Lord Shiva. So we cannot take him lightly. He is a pure devotee of the Lord. And if you want to fall in love with Krishna, you know what we Indians have experienced? 90% Indians you see in Krishna consciousness, they were Lord Shiva devotees before. Because he is a pure devotee, he has given us Krishna work. We have full faith in that.
I was also.
You were also?
Me also.
Come on.
I was also chanting Shiva mantras before.
See? Very nice. It does in the Prajalpa or mundane talk speak a lie. ठीक है आदि talk nearby devotee who are chanting the holy name of the Lord. ठीक है. One may speak in front of the deity to guests and devotees if it is help in preaching or in chanting their Krishna consciousness. But all other talks should be conducted outside the temple. Dress and appearance, of course, devotee should not be wearing torn clothes, should not be wearing dark clothes. It's mentioned that black should not be taken. Dhoti and kurta for the boys, Mataji's for sari, of course. Both men and women, clothing should be simple. and not fashionable and opulent. Yet the cloth must be neat and presentable. I was very surprised initially when I was reading a lecture of devotion, and I got to know that we should not cry in front of deities, we should not have clothes in front of deities. So I was thinking why it's like that. After becoming a pujari, I understood that actually it degrades your mentality more. We should always present ourselves to Krishna that I am happy in whatever situation you have kept me. You know? So separation from Krishna, crying for Krishna, the best time is when you're chanting. Like one time in ISKCON in Vrindavan, at the time of Prabhupada, one person said, "Oh Krishna, Krishna, Krishna." He was crying. And Prabhupada, nobody came to Prabhupada, pure devotee has come. He's continuously crying. Well, kick him. Kick him 3 times. If he says nothing, bring him to me. The first time they kicked him, he did not say anything. Oh Krishna. Second time they kicked him, he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then started fighting back with the devotees. All his bhav and everything just got disappeared. So many people even today they come with different expressions and different bhav. We see every day in Vrindavan. But for us it's a normal thing. For you maybe it's a culture shock. Anyways, so this is very important that Prabhupada says that particularly for morning program and for all the temple program, general fresh clothes should be worn. Ekadashi, always wear pure clothes. You cannot say that this jacket I was wearing yesterday, so today I'll wear the same jacket. Even the jacket should not be wear again, you know. No jeans, like jeans 5 days, 6 days I'm wearing. Ekadashi means pure clothes that day. On any fasting day, pure clothes has to be there. Right? Now, about clothes, it may not be mentioned here, let me tell you. Like this is what I'm wearing this is silk. It's always pure. Cotton, as soon as you remove from your body, it becomes contaminated. But you know, we still wear. If you slept in any cloth for more than 1.5 hours, it should be changed. If it's not practical to change, then it's okay. Otherwise, it should be changed. Jute, when you put the water on it and it comes in the contact of sun, it gets purified. Cotton should be washed. Jute just sprinkles some water, and if it goes in the air and sun becomes purified. Silk remains purified always. But still, as a pujari, I cannot do puja even in this silk if you have heated. So we should be very careful when we are wearing clothes, as a pujari especially. Tilak. I have seen we have a tilak lying down at one place. So we all put there, right? So when you're putting a tilak, you make sure you're not taking too much of water. And water, if you're taken in the morning, it should be changed in the evening. If you're using the same water which you have taken in the morning, and in the evening you're taking the same water, somewhere it is mentioned that you become a dog in your next life. Yeah. So that water should throw away. Because whichever deities you have called, like Gange, Yamune, Jaiva, Godavari, Saraswati, like the Chinese mantra, Narmado Sindho Kaveri, Chalesmin Sindhi Dhokuru, all the rivers they leave this Ashwat cup after 4 hours, maximum 6 hours. So in the evening it should be changed. And then after taking the water in your hand, sometimes what devotees do, they don't call it the Panchapatra, they call it the hand. Gangeji, Yamune, Shaiva, like this. And then they start Lalate, Keshvam, Dhayam, Narayana, Mathodare, Vakshasal, Madhuru, Govinda, Kandaku, again. There's a mantra like that, right? When you're mixing. If it falls down, immediately it should be wiped away. If you step on that, you commit again another seva aparadha. Seva aparadha. Vaishnava Aparadh takes away devotee association from you. Vaishnava Aparadh takes away devotion. Dham Aparadh takes away the taste from dham away from you. But Seva Aparadh takes away the desire to perform devotional service from you. So anything, Vaishnava Aparadh, you can be saved also. But when we commit Seva Aparadha, our desire to serve the Lord goes away eventually. So we should always be very careful. And this, if we see the tilak has fallen, it should be wiped away either with your hand or with the clean cloth. Because the material which we are using is a gopi chandar. It's a dust from the lotus feet of the gopis. It's not ordinary chandan, you know. We have to be very careful about it. One should always decorate his body. Getting bored? You're not getting bored, right?
No, I'm not getting bored.
We should always decorate our body because when we put the tilak, you have a question about it?
I just didn't understand.
Your question? Ask? No?
Nisam ga razumela, pa sem vprašala.
Aha. A nimaš žarke?
Če nič ne razumem. Ja, vezano.
So, okay. So tilak is very important because the more beautifully you put the tilak, it shows that how much love you have for Krishna. I'm not a very good decorator, but I've seen people they spend 15-20 minutes just to put the tilak on their forehead or on different part of the body. Right? Here,
What if you put it with stamp?
it's okay, Mataji, not bad. Not on the forehead. At least forehead should be with the head.
Aha, always.
Ha.
Can.
That's Om Keshwaya Namaha.
Yes.
Then you can take Om Narayana Namaha, Om Madhvaya Namaha, Om Govindaya Namaha, then Om Vishnave Namaha, Madhusudaya Namaha, Trivikarmaya Namaha, Vamanaya Namaha, Shridhaya Namaha, Shri. You see, this stamp system is coming from Madhavas. Otherwise, in our Vaishnava culture, we always do with our hands only. This is the Madhava Sampradaya, they have a stamp system. They put Shankar Chakra Gada Padma, you know, and they also have like permanent stamps when they get initiation. Huh, yeah. They like, you know, hot. They will take iron and Shankar Chakra Gada Padma, they make it. Anyways, Prabhupada said don't do that, Mahaprabhu said don't do that. Brahmacharis and sannyasi must shave their head once in a week and keep a shikha. Grihastha may do the same. However, according to their service, they may keep hair short, neat, if possible, small shikha. All of this.
No question. But if you live in a culture like here, if you go to work, you cannot wear a tilak. You can put with water.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes. Water, we should put with water. The idea behind it is when we are chanting the mantras, no? We are reciting the Lord on different part of our body. Then we do Ashman, Om Keshwaya Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha, Om Madhvaya Namaha. So it purifies us completely. This is very important.
I have a question for tilak also. When we put tilak, what is tilak? Just we respect Krishna, but what something else?
There are different explanations of that. One is Mahaprabhu says that a forehead without tilak is like a crematorium ground. Like you do cremation, there you do cremation. Shamshan Ghat in Hindi. When we are putting a tilak, our tilak has a significance. This tilak, this thing is a lotus feet of the Lord, and this is Tulasi. This represents Tulsi. Some people they say this actually represent Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. But we believe in the lotus feet of the Lord and Tulasi. Yeah. So if we are not have this tilak, They say our forehead is without this thing and it's committed ground. And Mahaprabhu will never look at our bhakti if we don't have tilak. Chaitanya Prabhu, Mahaprabhu had two considerations, tilak and 64 rounds.
Some devotees say if you put tilak that the Krishna chuva,
Takes care.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a story also comes, one person was there, he died and there was a tilak on the floor and that put on his forehead and immediately the demigods they came to take him. Vishnu they came to take him. So if you have a tilak on the forehead, Krishna sends his own associates to take you. You will never go to hell. Tilak is very important. That's why when somebody is dying, we put the tilak, we put tulsi kanthi mala, and when we are burning the body, we should put some tulsi wood into the fire, with the body, like that. Yeah. When I'm doing a ceremony for the ashes, when we are doing it for somebody, we put in the ashes, we put Brajraj, means the dust of Vrindavan. We put Panchagavya, we put Charanamrita. And then we offer to Yamuna. And then Yamuna takes it to Krishna. Like that. So, for here, it is very important we need to understand we should never shave on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Why? This is a different topic altogether. I cannot tell you. Never shave on Ekadashi or any fasting day. Why? Very good. Because any fasting day, if the blood comes out of your body, it breaks your fast.
What if comes?
If blood comes out of your body, it breaks your fast. So suppose if you have to, that's why, if you have to brush your teeth, you should get up before sunrise and we should brush our teeth, take bath and get ready for Ekadashi. It is important not to, because we as a Vaishnava should never kill any living entity on Ekadashi. We should not travel too much on Ekadashi. Harinam is okay. Harinam is okay. But I am telling you the secrets. These are not mentioned in book. These secrets will help you to uplift your bhakti or protect your bhakti. It is mentioned here, you see, although there seems to be no Shastric instruction regarding the size of the Shikha, but Prabhupada said more than this big Shikha is some other sampradaya. Shikha may be of any length but should be kept tightly knotted and only untied when you are washing or oiling it or when you are in the cremation ground. Somebody died, so that time you can have that. Shikha open in the cremation ground. Also, when going to sleep, attending funeral rites or observing the periods of the mourning, one should keep the shikha untied. Since the untied shikha is a sign of a death in the family, it is inauspicious to go about one's daily duties with an untied shikha. Mataji can be chilled out about it. It is also said that if one keeps the shikha untied, the body may become weak. While tying your shikha, after bathing, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or the Gayatri Mantra silently. The shikha should not be braided. Traditionally, only women braid their hair. I have seen one devotee, but I don't want to name him. He has a braid like Mataji's shikha. Nor should it be kept long and dishevelled. Srila Prabhupada mentioned the conversation with some of his disciples in Hawaii. Gaudiya Vaishnava Shikha is 1.5 inches across, no bigger. Bigger Shikha means another sampradaya, and they have to be dotted. It is preferable for women to keep long hair, tied and behind. Kantiwala. So we know Kantiwala. Kantiwala is the most essential thing we have. First of all, we say that dog, whether dog is a pet dog or it's like a street dog, we can judge by seeing whether he has a name plate, right? So the same way, whether we had under the shelter of Krishna, puppies of Krishna, or street dogs, can be seen, we are wearing Kantiwala. If you have some social obligations, I don't understand, but we should always have Kantiwala. Why? Because Tulsi, when it touches our body, it purifies us. You know, Mahaprabhu, whenever he used to meet, he used to embrace. And as soon as he used to embrace, everybody used to get Krishna Prema. Whosoever is embracing. That is called purifying the sense of touch. When you want to purify somebody, you hug him. And the person gets purified. Right? Same way, it is very important for us to have a Kantiwala around our neck. 2 rounds non-initiated, 3 rounds initiated. In my case, I have a cervical, and I don't get such a long Kantiwala, so I have 3 different Kantiwalas. You know, or you can have maybe like, you know, 1 extra Kantiwala attached and you can wear 3 rounds. It's not good. Devotees who are not initiated but have been following all the regulative principles for some time, who desire to take Diksha, may also wear Kantiwala. Tulsi bead worn around the neck indicates the devotee's surrender to Lord, and therefore a person wearing Kantiwala beads around the neck is dear to the Lord. However, a person is an offender if he wears Tulsi neck beads simply by imitate a Vaishnava but not seriously surrender to Krishna. Okay? If you are indulged in breaking 4 regulative principles, then you should not be wearing Kantiwala. Okay? Kantiwala is permanently worn permanently for the beads protect ones from the bad dreams, accident, attack by weapon, and the servant of Yamaraj. Upon seeing the Tulsi Mala, the Yamadutas flee like leaves scattered by the wind. Same way for the Tilak also. Mustaches and beard, Prabhupada never wanted us to have that. So always shave on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, Sunday, but not on Tuesday, Thursday or Saturday. When you shave on Tuesday, it says that it reduces your lifespan. Thursday is a day of Guru, should not be done as well. Even traditionally, Matajis would not use soap on their bodies on Thursdays in India. So we don't follow that, we are Vaishnavas. So what we are follow is don't shave, at least on these 3 days. Some people they do once in a month shaving. That is every Purnima. Some people they don't shave for entire Chaturmas. Some people they do it, they keep beard till Vishnu Mahotsav, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also kept beard till Vishnu Mahotsav. And then on the Vishnu Mahotsav he shaved, and then he did the samskara for his brother. And then they keep again beard till the last day of Kartik. But we are from ISKCON, family of Prabhupada. Prabhupada always wanted us to be neat and clean. So this is very essential and very important. Cleanliness and hygiene. As mentioned earlier, fresh clothes must be worn in the temple. After one take prasadam, the area should be cleaned. You always do. One should not step over the area where prasadam was taken. the place where we take prasadam become contaminated at one step on that spot, then feet must be washed. The place where the prasadam has been taken must be cleaned right after the prasadam has been taken, because the temple must be very clean. We should be careful that we do not unnecessarily contaminate the temple. If you have slept on some floor, when you get up, you should be mopping that floor as well. On the bed is different. If you think that your bed should remain clean all the time, whether you're sleeping, whether you're chanting, whether you're reading, then you can have maybe the woolen chadar. And you can put the woolen shawl on the bed. Then even if you're sleeping, you're getting up, it never gets contaminated. This is the best thing. One should not enter a temple hall without having washed one's feet, of course, after eating. Like, the right way to even wash the plate is, first you wash your hand. After that you wash the plate. And I have seen this culture here, which is very good. But in some places people don't know. What they do, like they have things on the plate and they will just start washing it. This is not right. First you wash your hand, then you wash your plate, and then you take a soap. With the soap you wash your plate, and then you keep the plates aside, and then again wash your hand, and then you take a water and you wash the tap.
Wash what again?
Tap. This is the proper way of washing utensils. Got it? First washing hand, then cleaning the plate, then washing the plate, then again washing hand, and then taking the water and washing the tap. And it should be done you should take bath after passing stool. This is very important. We all do that. But also one very important point here is that one should be cleaning the private parts with the soap as well. Because in the West, people, they have this culture of using the tissue papers, which is not Vedic. When I used to live with sadhus, I saw one sadhu one time after morning 3, he came back and he had cleaned his private parts for 24 times with the dust, and after that he washed his hand 24 times with the dust. So like how, actually what happened, I heard a statement of Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj that he said, these Babajis are giving Banchini Bhav to those who don't even know how to wash their ass. So I didn't know what does it mean. But then when I lived among the sadhus, I got to know, oh, this is called the standard. So we don't have to be so much fanatic about it, but at least we should know. After passing, we should always clean our private parts. This is very important. Then we should take baths also, and our left hand only should be used for that. That's the reason whenever we are doing the archana, if we have to hold a shaligram, we'll not hold the shaligram on our left hand. We'll put a cloth, and then we'll put the shaligram on it.
I saw the window.
Because we should never touch left hand to the deities. Or do the shaligram. Deities, so we have to decorate with both the hands. Generally, this is very essential and very important. One should not enter the temple after visiting a crematorium or after touching the dead body. One must first take proper bath and then enter. One should not touch the dog or cat or play around with them and then come into temple. They should wash their hands properly. I went to the hospital today, they took out my blood. Right? I didn't have time, but I took bath in the same clothes in which they took out my blood. Because when your blood comes out of your body, you become contaminated also. As I said, fasting, when you bleed, you become contaminated. One should not pass air blades within the temple. One should avoid putting one's finger in the mouth, ear. One should compel to do this. One's hand must be washed immediately thereafter. During the menstrual period, Matajis may visit the temple, but they may not perform any item of deity worship or arti, dressing, cooking, garlands, or any other work in that requires their presence in the deity room or kitchen, or any work that is directly connected to the deity. If you are at home, you have children and you have deities. That time you can take bath, and if nobody is there, you can again wrap around the woolen cloth. And then you can cook something for the deities immediately, and you're done. Why it is important? Because you see, when we are bleeding, we are contaminated. In the ancient time, people used to live in a joint family. So even one Mataji is down, somebody else will do the worship. Because when we are performing a devotional service, our mind should be fixed. So when we have menses, we have mood swings, lot of pain, right? And the bleeding is also kind of stinking. So we are kind of in the impure state, although we are getting purified. Chanakya Pandit says, woman gets purified during their menses. So just a matter of 3 days, we should be abandoned ourselves from this. 4th day we can wash ourselves, especially here, with little haldi also. Haldi is turmeric. That purifies the most. And then one should take bath and then can do the service. At this time, such Mataji should avoid being in the physical contact with anyone who or will be involved in the service of the deity. My wife still doesn't go to our kitchen for 3 days. Everything we do on our own, cooking, everything. They may attend Tulsi Puja but will not offer water to Tulsi Maharani. It says, and I have seen, that one day, one small girl was in my house, small in the sense she was, of course, little grown-up girl, and during her menses she put water into Tulsi, but Tulsi left the body. So it happens. Under all circumstances, chanting one's japa bead should be continued. There can be no material impediment to the chanting of the holy name. But after 3 days or after 5 days, you should wash your chanting bag. That is important. As far as one's home is concerned, Mataji should try to maintain the above standard where possible. In some cases, it may not be practical possible to do that. There may be no one else available to do the cooking, etc. In such cases, Mataji may do the needful to fulfill their domestic obligations. At the same time, see that their household duties are taken care of. General behavior. Our class was supposed to be till 1:30 or 1 o'clock? 1 o'clock.
1.
So if you want, we can stop here.
Depends on us, if we want or not.
I am okay, but somebody has to go. Mataji has to go. He has to go 1 o'clock. If you want to continue, we can continue. If you want to stop it here, we can just stop it here. We have 3 days, 2 more days left.
I'm served lunch because I must go.
So anyways, we'll just stop here. 5 minutes we still have. General behavior, may we stop here. Tell me, do you have any doubt?
I just want to ask, I'm not sure if I understood correctly. When we enter in temple, I knew that first I should pay obeisances to the other Vaishnavas in the temple, then to Prabhupada, and then to deities.
Yeah.
Is this correct? This is what you said?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
First
because I
Vaishnava.
understood otherwise, that first we should pay obeisances to deity.
When we are saying the paying obeisances to the Vaishnavas, it means demigods, Narad Muni, Hanuman, Brahma, Shiva, Maya, everybody, whosoever is there. Why we pay obeisances like this? Can somebody give me the answer?
Like what?
Like this. In any temple you go to India, they will pay obeisances like this. If deities are there, they will pay like this.
From the left side.
No. In India it's straight. If the deities are there, we will pay obeisances straight. It's only respond.
Because Srila Prabhupada is in the back, so we don't put the shoulders.
We don't want to put the feet of others.
Actually, your answer is right, but half right. Mahaprabhu used to pay obeisances like this for two reasons. First of all, when he is paying obeisances, he can look at the deities still. Right? Second thing, demigods. All the demigods are actually taking darshan of Lord, and we don't show our feet to them. It's not about Prabhupada only. You know, it's about all the demigods and everybody. You are lucky that you have Prabhupada there. But most of the temples in India, Prabhupada is there. So we are very obviously showing it to Prabhupada. So I'll tell you much more secrets of why we do what tomorrow. If you find it good, the session.
Very clever.
Then we'll meet again. I mean, it's up to you whether you want to meet or not. But I'm simply saying, whatever discussion we have, we pray to Radhesham, Bharatay, Krishna Balaram, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Ananta Koti Vaishnava to give us the blessing so that we can always remain situated, fixed in our service, in our soul as a servant of Krishna, and with our mind, words, body, serve the Lordship and attain the goal of life, that is Radha Dasyam. Vanchana Putra Vaishnava, Positive Vaishnava, Patanam Vaishnava, Koti Vaishnava Ji ki jai. So, what is it?